What's a good first step to make that shift?
Yeah, great question. I was having a mentoring session this morning, actually, and that's exactly what we did. She's now off court. She did a 1 week of sort of checking in with her players, and she said, right, well, I've done that now for a week, via video, and now where do I begin? Great coaching question. Where would we begin on court? Mentoring and my own philosophy having maybe an impact on her, she straight away went, yeah, okay, well, when we write training blocks, we start with the tactics. We're a tactically driven sport, right? So it's not the person with the prettiest technique. And it just does amaze me when we do remove the tennis court, as in literally physically, because we're forced to remove the tennis court. There's still so much we can do and learn with our players. We don't always need that racket in that hand to be physically on the court. So you start there. And so what are the tactics that then drive what's the physicality that's associated with that? And then what's the associated mindset skills? So let's say for a minute we just remove technique, not saying you have to, because there's lots of great software out there to do that, analyze what's exactly happening at different parts with the body. But when we did that, as an example, we started with tactics. Okay, well, consistency, great place to start. Let's keep doing some research on the longest ever rally, male, female. Let's look at the average number of hits cross court before they go down the line. Let's look at all those tactical objectives. And then we this morning created from A to Z a physical program that's related to consistency. E, endurance. Okay, great. Create some endurance activities that they could do in their home or in their backyard. Tactical, then we did the movement piece. And then what's the associated mind skill with consistency and, of course, resilience. So it all links. And then we did some visualizations around that. That was just a mentoring session that I had this morning with Neely, who's doing a fantastic job out at Washington.
And I appreciate that real world example because this is what we need right now. We need real world. Are you familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Mm-hmm. Okay, so if we get a little Maslow now, and we're meeting our people in their time of need, what kind of support do we give?
Yeah, a great question. The best place to start is with certainty. We can only control what we can control. So as that information comes to us, I think sharing that is really important. Certainty is, for me, the number one, the first human need with regards to just checking in, connecting, whether that be picking up the phone, whatever that might be. But that is a great place to start, letting people know exactly what you're doing. Whether that be, right, this week is just a phone call check-in, and that, right, next week's going to be all about consistency. I mean, why not still add your training blocks in with absolute certainty? So that is 100% in terms of human needs. The other one that I think is critical at this stage, which we do a lot in our girl power camps, is this sense of belonging. I think it's such a critical human need. People want to belong. And if they're having to physically, again, be removed, how can we create a sense of belonging, which is, again, comes back to the community. So these people still feel that. And how can you get creative in how you do that?
Yeah, I want to comment on that because I like
Please.
That a lot. And I think a lot of coaches can relate to the fact that especially when they're coaching kids, they feel like, those are my kids. It's a familial, you're almost like an extra dad or mom. And if somebody ever tried to do something to your kids, then you would go all out to protect them, And with our adults, we might not say they're our kids, but there's still this nurturing thing about it. They could be 75 years old, but we're still coaching them, and we have this power over them, so to speak.